Hello there, welcome to the channel everybody, welcome back if you've been here before, welcome if you're new, and welcome all to episode 2 of our No Mods building series, Build with Beans, where we're building a forward operating base for the Minutemen at Starlight Drive-In, called FOB Twinkle. Now in this episode we're going to be building our Minutemen a barracks, as well as a little doctor's clinic for them. It will feature heavy use of various DLC sets, especially the warehouse and the vault tech pieces, as you can see. And it will feature some techniques from some other builders that I'll either mention as I'm doing them or I'll mention them at the end. Now before we get into the build, I just want to say thank you to everyone for the views on our recent episode of Beans Builds a couple of weeks ago where we did the River End, the fishing sloop. Lots of great feedback on that and I'm really glad everyone enjoyed that. But I'll not chit chat too much, I'll save that for the outro. Let's get into it. With Sanctuary Hills built up and Red Rockets scaled down, the Minutemen under General Beans pushed forward into the wasteland, finding a new place to secure a forward operating base. That place is Starlight Drive-In. Here, we'll help the Minutemen build up and expand into the wasteland by building Forward Operating Base Twinkle.
With our gatehouse now built and already repelling assaults, the next thing to sort out for our troops is a barracks.
Alrighty then, so we're in workshop mode and we've got our little floor plate here that we've made out of the warehouse foundations. It's a 2x2 with one on the end. Now this is going to be the barracks building with the doctor's residence, and then the doctor's surgery is going to come out of this once we've built it. So what we're going to do is pop some warehouse walls on there, we're going to mix and match them, go for some of the holy ones so we can plug them up later to give them a bit of a scrappy look, and then yeah, we'll take it after there. Alright, now we've left a gap in the wall there. I will explain that in a minute. Don't worry, I've not lost me marbles, but the next thing we're going to do is just pop in some of these regular size floors. And we've left this one open because we're going to get our half stairs out. And this is where we're going to have a staircase. We're going to put one half stair, and then we're going to go over to the floors, get the single square, pop that there, and back over, get the other half stair. Should snap on. Hey, there it is. And then we're going to pop these little barn posts, warehouse posts there. Okay, so up here is going to be the barracks area for our troopers, and then this is going to be our commander's room. Now, I would like a balcony around here, but when I trialled it out, you have to do these without any walls being attached to this floor, elsewise this last one, it just don't clip in. So that's why we've left the walls there. Now that we've got these railings in, we can pop those walls in. Alright, so as you can see, these clipped in really easily, no clashing on them pretty much. Now, because we've got this hill looking down over the barracks here, I don't want any windows on this side, don't want anyone fancying, you know, a couple of pot shots at our troopers while they're sleeping in the barracks or the commander in their room. So we're just going to sort of half wall it off, roof it over, and maybe get some light in on either side where we're not really under threat. But the next thing I'm going to build is a medical clinic for the doctor, whose living quarters are down there. And to do that, I'm just going over to the vault tech pieces. Now, I want one of these and this one. So I'm just going to use that to close it off to make this sort of shape here. Now, I'm not doing anything with... or maybe I will, actually. What do we look like? Yeah, I don't mind, yeah. I'm going to use 3 of them. Change of plan, oof, dangerous. And then I'm just going to run all the way over here, grab me trusty Schiller. It's just going to be a case of Schiller glitching that in to place, so it's sort of, that L shape fits into this space here. I'm going to move over to this side because I think this might give me a bit of a better view of what I'm after. Let's have a look. It's a bit hovery, but to be honest, easy fix for that. Can just put the whole thing down a little bit. Don't want the floor necessarily. Do you know what, actually? I don't mind the way the floor's bleeding through a little bit there. That does look alright. Now I quite like the juxtaposition of the clean vault pieces together with the scrappy metal look. However, as much as I love those cool whoosh vault doors, there's something else I'd rather do with this one, so I'm going to go over to the boxcars. We'll go for a blue one to match it. And then I want this to open left. Yep, so that's going to be the way it goes in. Grab that with me, Shilla. And just trying to fit it in there, so it's sort of all the way in the wall. Whilst also, I want it perfectly like that. So let's see how that looks when we open it up. Coming out a little bit. And I think it needs to be slightly further over just so it opens the full way. Let's have another go at that. Let's have a look at that. Whoop. Get out of workshop mode first. I think... Oh, yes. Got it. Nailed it. That's what I wanted. Ah, yeah, I'm very happy with that. Hehe. Lovely. Okay, so we're going alright with it. This building is looking absolutely ugly as all heck, and that is exactly what I wanted from it, so I'm very pleased with how we're getting on. Now, if we just go in here, I'll flick on my torch. I've got a rough idea of how I want it to be in here, so I'm going to have a little kitchenette here, and a little sort of living space here, and then, like I said upstairs, planning on just having a little barracks room for our other 3 troopers. Then we're just going to have a little bit of a doctor's clinic in here, with the doctor's personal quarters in here. So yeah, I think now we just need to throw up some extra bits of wood on the building, and we might even throw up a few bits of wood on the vault piece just to give it a little bit of a scrappy feel. We'll see how we feel, eh? Okay, so we've plugged up all the gaps around and popped a few bits of wood and various odds and ends onto the vault thing, give it a bit of texture. Yeah, it looks alright, doesn't it? So what we're going to do next is we're going to fit out the upper area first. Now the first one I'm going to do is this bit. Now I've already sort of measured it, and the way I'm going to do that is using Great Grandpa's rug trick. So to do that, you want one of these shack foundations that rises up and down. And you want to go over to the rug section, and when you're in the rug section you just want to dangle one slightly over the edge of the little shack foundation, whatever it's called, and then you want to stick another rug over it. So I want this one because it's perfect size. Now if we raise that up and look at it from underneath, once we grab this, it means that it'll have no collision on it. So you can see it's got no collision there, Whereas if I go in and just try and pop one in, it doesn't work. But yeah, that's Great Grandpa Gamer's trick. Really good trick, to be honest, and I use it all the time. So now it means that I can just pop all my furnishings on here and pop them up there. So I'm going to do that, and I'll see you when I'm popping it in the barracks upstairs. Okay, so I think that's good enough for what I'm after. Let's whoa, do a quick save first, in case we don't get it in the right place, and then we're just gonna go and pop it upstairs. See how we get on, eh? Alrighty then, yay. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Now I want to get another bed in here, and we'll probably leave the rest of the decorate until the last bit, but now we just need to do it again. Okay, so this is all fitted out how I want it. I'm going to do like some extra decorations and lighting and stuff, but we're going to loop back around to that. My general process is get the furniture in first and then see what we're playing with. So I'm happy with this. I want to get a custom gun rack in there, but I'm going to get around to that. We'll do that a little later on. And next, I just want to do the commander's room. And I'm going to do that with pretty much the same process as I did with this one, but I'm going to do a couple different elements for that. Okay, so I've got all the elements together to make this sort of a custom bed, and what I'm going to do is do something similar to stuff I've seen in Finding Molders videos. He does like these raised beds over a desk, and it looks really cool, so I would like to have a go at that myself. So I've got everything together. Commander's got a sleeping bag, the troopers might not, but supply chains, eh? So I'm just going to raise this up over the desk. I just want to make sure it's sort of got the desk a little bit, so it's a little bit covered by the bed. And I'm just going to make sure... Excellent, we can sleep in it, so that's good. But yeah, that looks alright, I think. Okay, yeah, so I've got these picket fences that I want to use as the legs. So, because it's going to be flush to the floor, I just need to make sure they're... Let's have a look. I just want it to sort of line up just to the side. I am happy with that, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, good enough. Now we're just going to do the other ones. Okay, so there's the legs. I've moved the desk because I'm just going to do Great Grandpa Gamer's trick again and pop it in there with the rug. But I'm just going to group select it all. Don't need a pillar or rug or anything, just group select it's fine. And I'm going to get it on in here. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with how that looks. So now I'm just going to get some other furniture knickknacks together, and then we're going to get it in there with Great Grandpa Gamer's rug trick again. Alright, so we've got the commander's room done. Well, we've got a little barracks area done. I'm just going to whip together a couple more of Great Grandpa's rugs, and I'm going to do the living room and the kitchen now. And then we'll get on to the doctor's clinic. Alright, so that's our downstairs done. We've got I quite like this sofa here, that's got the leaves on it, it sort of fits in well with the leaves sort of bleeding through the floor a bit. And we've used one of Detour's little food stands from his kitchen buffet build in the castle. Link to that in the description. We've got this shopping trolley that I kind of want to use as a bit of basically a pantry dump. I'm just going to dump all my foods in there. We've got a little shelf and a little thing for dishes as well as a cooker. Next, we're just going to move on, decorate the doctor's room, and then we're going to do the little doctor's surgery. Okay, so we're in the clinic, and I'm just going to get one of these surgery chairs. I want to pop this in here. This is going to be the main doctor's clinic. I'm going to build some sort of wall to give some privacy there. And then we're going to have some recovery beds here. So I've got this shelving unit, and I've got these weapon boards, and I'm going to bring these out and just pop them up. I think I'm going to need a few more. And then I'm going to I'll tell you what, I'll do that and then I can delete them afterwards. I'm going to grab my Schiller and I'm going to Schiller glitch that into the back. And that's what I'm going to use as a sort of privacy thing, because then it will double up as a shelving unit for the little doctor's surgery area. Hey, I've grabbed that at a horrible angle. Next, we're going to grab a shelf again with the Schiller and do the same on the other side. On the side of it, sorry, but with the little weapon boards. And then we're going to take the whole thing just by group selecting the shelves. And we're going to pop it into our little clinic. Okay, so that looks alright, and it gives us a nice little bit of privacy around here as well as some storage. Now let's get a recovery area set up. Okay, so next I want to build a custom gun rack to go upstairs in the barracks, and to do that I've got a bunch of things out, these long weapon boards, this fish rack, and these stacks of 3 wire fence posts, as well as a bunch of conduits. And I'm going to Schiller glitch them all together now. With my weapons rack built, I just need to grab it by the post, group select it, and then that should give us leverage to get it in there. Alright then, so I've got some power hooked up to it temporarily from up there. Eventually I'm going to get a little bit more of a power grid going on in here, but that'll be a future episode of Build with Beans at FOB Twinkle. But I've got the power in there. I'm just going to go in, do like some minor decorating, not any junk decorating, just some minor decorating, and then yeah, I'll be back at the end. Alrighty then, so I've gone in, I've done some decorating, some lighting, and I might do some extra decorating as far as sort of signs and things like that goes towards the end of the series as well. I tend to get inspired by the junk to alter some of that stuff to it, so it's quite basic decorating, but you're going to get a vibe of how it's going to feel. But anyway, let's go have a quick look around. Downstairs we've got our kitchen, and we've kept a lot of lighting focused into this little cozy TV area where everyone can chill, as well as a record player. We got the chaos pantry because I'm just planning on dumping all of the food items loose in there. Bit of a chaotic pantry. One of Detour's food stands, and then just a bunch of storage under the stairs as we go upstairs to our main barracks area. Got some guns in the gun rack. Now, this gun rack was inspired by a couple different things I've seen around. So I've seen some that Finding Moulder's done. Fish and Chips did one, NZ Dwarf did one as well, and I've seen one on a Reddit post, so I'm going to leave links for all of those in the descriptions. But moving on to the commander's room, in here we've got this cycling light on a bit of conduit, another idea that I pinched from Finding Moulder in his Vault 88 video, but I've got that hooked up to its own switch, so we can sort of turn it on and off, so it's like a proper little light switch. And then another Finding Moulder idea here with the raised bed and the desk underneath it. I think there was a lot of them in Vault 88 too. But yeah, like I said, I'll be leaving links to all of these things in the description. And then we've got the Medicus, our doctor's office and our surgery. So we go in here. Got all the old Vault-Tec posters on here. In the end I just went with a recovery room with one singular bed and a little bit of a seating area rather than two beds. And then round here of course we've got this nice little enclosed surgery area. We'll fill this up with some nice surgical looking stuff. Not really sure what to do with this area, seeing as this is our doctor's room. If you've got an idea for this that isn't going to get in the way or harm the circulation, let me know. But yeah, our doctor's room, very basic. I wanted it to be quite basic just because I feel like it's a forward operating base. It's not going to be the most homely of areas, but they've also got their own cycling light that I've popped on a light switch. But yeah, that is pretty much the end of our tour, and that is the end of this episode. We are now 2 projects into our FOB Twinkle Starlight Drive-In. I hope you enjoyed this second project. If you did, let me know what you liked in the comments, and please do like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and you fancy doing so, that'd be pretty cool. We're almost up to 750 subs, which is really awesome, so thanks everyone, and big welcome to everybody who's subscribed since the last video. But yeah, that'll do it for me today. I'll be back in a couple weeks time with our next episode of Beans Builds, which will be how I built the Sanctuary bar, so it'll be a quick tutorial on how to build a bar in that style. And then after that we'll be back with episode 3 at FOB Twinkle. And you might have noticed that our barracks building didn't feature any toilets or latrines, but that will be featured within the next episode at FOB Twinkle. But that's it right there. I'm not going to talk anymore, so I just want to say a massive thank you all for watching. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your subscribes, all of it. Thank you all so much. I hope you all have a lovely couple of weeks. I hope you've all been doing well. Take care yourselves, take care of each other. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Ta-ra!